story and sharing it with us. Now, we told you a story yesterday. A conservative watchdog group filed a complaint with the FEC alleging Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her chief of staff illegally funneled nearly $1 million in contributions from political action committees to private companies. My next guest says this could, in fact, have her end up in jail with jail time. Joining us now, former FEC Commissioner Bradley Smith. Commissioner, thank you for being with us. Maybe you could explain it to the average person. It gets complicated, but it really is simple.
Okay, well, let's not get ahead of the game and start talking. The penalties can include jail time for knowing and willful violations, but we're a long way from that. They haven't even filed formal responses. But quickly, what is it they're accused of doing? These two PACs, Justice Democrats and brand new Congress, took in over $3 million. They then paid about $1.5 million to an LLC owned by Ocasio-Cortez's chief of staff, this fellow Chakrabarti. Now, what was done with that money, we don't know. Chakrabarti says he didn't take any salary, didn't take any profits, but then the question is, what did they do with it? It looks like a shell game in which they spent the money probably to subsidize a number of different candidate campaigns, and that would be major reporting violations and major violations of the amounts that one can spend on campaigns. So we don't know all the facts yet. There could be an explanation that I don't know, but I've got to tell you, I've been in this business for 25 years. I look at it, it looks like a shell game, and it certainly merits a major investigation by the FEC. And we should remember
what
this,
is the
Sean,
process
too.
From here? Explain what would be in this 25 years. What is the next step process?
Yeah, the FEC will open an investigation, and they'll have a lot of different questions to ask about all the principles involved, who knew what, who was controlling what entity, why money was paid over, what expenses were for. And at the end, you could end up with very significant civil fines, or again, if it were found to be a knowing and willful effort to violate the law, possible criminal penalties, but we're ways from that. But I really want to emphasize one other thing here, Sean, if I can, which is Ocasio-Cortez is going to vote with all the Democrats in the House on Friday for this H.R. 1 to put more restrictions on ordinary Americans, but they don't want to abide by the restrictions they already have in place. And I think that's a big issue, regardless of what comes out of this investigation.
Well said. We talk a lot about Hillary Clinton and the dossier and how the money for the dossier was paid. Donna Brazile said that Hillary controlled the money at the DNC at the time, but you had Hillary campaign money, DNC money that she supposedly was in control of, and I believe Donna Brazile, funneled to a law firm, Perkins Coie. Perkins Coie hires Fusion GPS, an op research firm. They hire a foreign national, Christopher Steele. He uses dubious Russian sources, now debunked Russian sources, to create a series of documents that become a dossier. That sound like a campaign finance violation to you?
It's probably not. You can pay a foreigner to do work for you. It sounds like a lot of other problems, but just doing that payment probably is not a campaign finance violation.
Well, it's certainly not. You're not paying a law firm. You're just funneling the money through the law firm. Why do I think if I did it, I'd be in trouble?
That's right, and one might wonder about whether it should have been reported differently, which could be a civil penalty for inaccurate reporting.
And it's only if Hannity does it, then throw him in jail. Chairman, thank you. We appreciate it. When we come back, we have breaking